Welcome back to the Airgun Expo 21. And thank you our sponsors, Airguns of Arizona. And thanks Larry for driving down here, and Gateway to Airguns for putting on this event. And Predator.
Yep.
And
many other sponsors.
Yeah, we got a ton of sponsors here. And we're using a JSB 50 cal ammo from Predator.
30 cal.
30 cal, yeah.
50 grain.
50 grain. I said it backwards.
There you go.
But anyway, Larry, today we got the EVOL 30 cal out.
Right.
This is the American Air Arms.
American Air Arms, all made in the U.S. Tom
Costin.
Tom Costin makes it.
Tom Costin.
And this thing is just a nail driver.
It is highly accurate.
Yes, very accurate. It's a great hunting gun.
Mm-hmm.
It's light to carry in the field. Short
as it's a carbine.
Right. But if you want to take this out and shoot extreme field target, it's shooting 84 foot-pounds as we're shooting it today.
As we got it set up today, yep.
Right.
Can dial it all the way up to 90.
Right. And this could be competitive in a 100-yard bench rest.
Well, you know, with the accuracy we're seeing today, even in, you know, this very blustery wind, I could see how that's possible. Yeah, it is highly accurate. It has a tensioned barrel system that Tom perfected in his guns, and it really keeps that barrel stiff and taut. And that's one of the many reasons why it's so accurate as it is.
Shrouded barrel.
Shrouded.
With a moderator that he manufactures.
Yep.
Side lever.
Side lever cocking.
On it. We've got Picatinny rail on the top. And if you notice, it has a little bitty Picatinny underneath, which if you're out hunting, that protects your air tube.
It sure does. And it allows you to mount all kinds of things under there. Lights, bipods, you name it.
Right.
Illuminators.
This is the AccuTac that we've been talking about.
Yeah, that's a great bipod.
I flipped it forward. That gives you a little stabler platform, and pulled out the legs. And to retract the legs, you just hit the button, and it drops it down.
Comes right back in. What do we got on top? What do we mount it with?
We've got an Mtc Genesis.
Okay.
5 to 20 by 50.
And the rings?
Pardon me?
And the rings?
And the rings are sports match.
Yeah.
So, and they are detachable, as you can see.
Uh-huh.
So you could move this from one gun to another, or if you have to take it off to do something, you can put them back on there, and you're going to be pretty close to where you were.
And you can adjust these rings too.
Yes, these are fully adjustable rings.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've got some barrel bend, you can compensate for that. You can get your scope right in the middle of the adjustment, and then sight your zero in, so it's hitting right
with the rings.
Then you get the full benefit of your turrets.
Yeah, that's a great feature of those rings.
Also illuminated.
Yeah, it's also illuminated.
So, yeah.
And what power?
It's 5 to 20.
5 to 20.
And a 50mm objective.
Okay, and what's the buttstock we have on the EVOL?
But one other thing, the reticle can be illuminated on this.
Yes.
So with a 1032 or a 2032
2032
battery.
CR, yep.
All of the hardware that you see is AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like this buttstock,
you don't like the
you
grip,
can put a Hogue grip on it.
You can customize it yourself that way.
You can.
Yeah.
So a lot of options. That long rail underneath, if you're doing something in low light, well, you can put a flashlight on it. Some people put a laser on it so that they get inside of what you can focus with your scope.
Right.
You can go to laser.
Yeah, and you know, it has a really short pull too on the side lever.
Oh yeah.
It's real short.
Very, very short.
Very, very short pull.
So it opens up.
Yeah.
And the actual cocking, you are pulling on the hammer spring.
Is maybe half
maybe
inch.
An inch and a half or so.
Maybe an inch.
It probably cocked before I stopped pulling.
Yeah, it's not very long.
Oh yeah, you got to take it off safe.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing. The safety is ambidextrous. It could be used on either side, this side or this side.
Yep.
And it has a 2-stage Timney trigger.
2-stage Timney trigger that is.
Woo! Is it
4
good?
to 8 ounces from the factory.
Yeah, it is. It is sharp, man. I mean, it comes
up
off that wall like
second stage wall.
like that.
And good crisp break.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't.
And this thing, it is built like a tank, and it looks like it weighs 15 pounds.
Oh yeah, it's really light.
It looks heavy, but it is really, really light. This
The
is
scope's a little on the heavy side, and of course we got
the
the
bipod,
on,
super heavy.
but it's still light.
Yeah, it's a really light gun. This is the kind of gun you're going to take out in the field with you.
Yep.
Yeah, this isn't a closet queen. This is a working gun. This is one you can backpack with or take on a hike, or
Absolutely.
you know, and being as short as it is, it's a carbine, so it's
Right.
it's pretty darn small.
And this is one of the longer guns in the American Air Arms line.
That's right. Yeah.
They've got a Evol Mini, which is in 22, and I was shooting that over the weekend. We were playing around at one of the shoots I went to,
Mm-hmm.
and at 50 yards, not working very hard with a 10-inch barrel that Tom puts on there, we were doing 3/4 inch groups easily.
Yeah.
We weren't working at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
With a low-powered
Just
stock.
playing around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's different versions of this. This just happens to be the one that I had on the van.
It's a good thing you brought the higher powered version, because with the winds we're having and the good, blustery conditions, this gun has been able to just blow through that pretty
Yeah.
much.
This is one of those guns that if you miss, it wasn't the gun.
Yeah, it's your fault, huh?
It outshoots me
Yeah, it's
every day of the week.
It'll do that with me too. It's a better shooter than I am. I can only do so much.
Right. It also comes with a 7-round magazine. You can single shot load this
Yeah.
from the side if you want to do that, if you're shooting bench rest or something. But it also comes with this nice all metal
Yeah. All metal.
magazine. Very intuitive. You got the
Ball
seating
detent.
ball detent there, and you simply rotate this around. And knowing that sometimes we forget which way to rotate it, Tom put an arrow on there, so we know which
Yeah.
way to rotate
Yeah,
it.
so it's pretty easy to figure out.
Holds 7 rounds of 30 caliber.
Yeah, that's great.
So, and there's more than enough room. I'm guessing you could probably, if there were some good 30 caliber slugs,
Yeah,
they might go in this magazine.
some short ones we fit in there.
Because as you can see,
Yeah,
you
that-
can't see on.
They can't see, but I can see that the
You've
pellets
got another 1/8 of an inch.
yeah, it's
here
down in there
from the
pretty deep,
pellet.
and those are the
Yeah.
50 cal,
These are
longer,
the 50s.
bigger, heavier ones.
Absolutely.
And it has 2 gauges, one up on the
Yep.
front, which I like how he designed this on the side, so you're not looking down the muzzle. And then another gauge on the bottom, and that is your regulated set pressure. And this is a regulated gun, by the way, and that's what helps it also be,
So accurate.
so accurate.
We've got it tethered today because several people are going to be shooting it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to have to keep stopping to fill.
And fill it up and stopping the camera. So
But you get a good shot count out of this.
yeah, and
So-
this has a titanium tank, by the way. And
Does?
yeah, this is a titanium
Yep,
tank,
It does.
and everything else is alloy.
Right.
So no plastic anywhere. This thing is really built.
Yes. One solid block of aluminum for your receiver,
Yeah, it's amazing.
and it's made to last you a lifetime. Of course, seals
O-rings, all that kind
will
of stuff.
eventually go. Maybe a spring gets weak, but
Just like
easy to work
anything
on.
else. Yeah.
and just a great gun.
And you carry these at Airguns of Arizona.
Yes.
And
we do.
last time we checked, they were in stock.
Yes.
We don't know if that's today, but yesterday there was some there.
Yeah. So, but we ran that live.
Uh-huh.
People have watched the video.
Yep.
So I don't know if we still have them in stock. or
And
not.
we're not there, so.
Right. So, but call Airguns of Arizona or go to airgunsofarizona.com and you can find out.
And if there's not one in stock, be sure to put a deposit on one, because they go fast, and that just puts your name in order. So
Yes.
the sooner your deposit's in, the sooner you get your gun, and the more you wait and think about it, the more people are just going to be putting their deposits in above you.
Right. We have a slot that says American Air Arms, and when we get the shipment in, if we've got back orders, we go off the bottom. So
Right.
the first in is the first out. And if you do call, be sure and leave your name and phone number, because they will call you back.
Right.
So a lot of people don't have faith in that system, but the sales staff doesn't have a choice. When they pick up the phone, it goes to the first person that called in.
Yeah.
So.
And you also have a complete 100% money back if you change your mind on your refund.
Right.
You know?
If the gun's not in stock and something happens, you have a tooth that falls out or something, we understand that.
Yep.
If you did give a deposit, we refund that. If you got it on order and you say, well, I'll change my mind.
Whatever reason.
Instead of a 30, I want a 22, we can do that.
Oh,
Or
that's nice.
refund the money altogether.
Right.
We don't charge you until we get the merchandise to send to you.
Yeah.
And every gun we send out, with the exception of a few CO2s, is tested at the shop.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't buy a scope, we put a test scope on there. If you do buy a scope, we'll mount it up, sight it in at 20 yards. So at least you're on paper when it arrives at the front door.
Yeah, and so, you know, you guys are a full service shop. So a person can call up and you can set them with rings, scope, bipod, ammo, everything they need.
Everything.
Even a fill bottle or compressor, whatever they need. They can just call you and you guys with your experience can tell them what they need in their situation, what, you know, what they're going to use the gun for and set them up appropriately.
They are knowledgeable shooters, our sales staff are.
Yeah, they all
They
shoot.
hunt, they shoot competitively, a lot of them. And the other thing is, not likely to happen, but if something should fail, we have a full repair department as well.
And you're one of the few that have that.
Right, we have 3 airgun smiths and somebody who processes all the paperwork and assigns the work, and they are good. In fact, one of them was requested to go to another event just to provide support, so he and I both went.
Okay, we have a question.
On the website, I see a standard Evol 30 and a 30 Magnum. What is the difference?
The Magnum has a little more power, so it will crank out over 90 foot-pounds. So this is the standard version.
Right.
We're at about 84, but you can crank it up.
It doesn't look any different. It just probably has a higher reg pressure and maybe a stiffer hammer spring dome.
Yeah, and
Get the power
unfortunately, I'm not familiar enough with the American Air Arms to tell you all the details. But if you go to the website, you should be able to figure that out. If not, call the sales staff. They know all the specifications on here. And if they don't, they've got someone there who can.
Hey, they can
answer the
just call
question.
Tom and ask him.
Yep.
You know.
We will get a hold of Tom and do that. So, yeah, the first time I mounted the scope on this and put it on the van, and you're the one that actually sighted it in for me.
Yeah.
So until a day ago, I had not shot this gun, but I'm going to shoot it some more.
Yeah. Oh, it's fun to shoot. It is a riot and just deadly accurate. Thank goodness you brought this one, like I said, because the 30 is a much better caliber with the retained energy to shoot through this wind. And way, way out there at the very end of the berm, out past
100 yards.
at 100 yards is our gong. So we're going to be shooting at that here in a little bit, and we have our chronograph right here. I'm going to read you the numbers, show you how consistent this gun is, and through all this wind and crosswind, we're going to try to hit that gong as many times in a row as we can.
Right.
All right?
So we sell an Action Armor quadrant that's 4x4 and has a 1-inch lollipop in the middle that will spin. And the other day when it wasn't windy, we were hitting that all the time.
All the time.
There was no
It
problem.
wasn't even a challenge, really.
No.
Yeah, so it's a pretty boring gun to shoot if you like accuracy, because it just puts it in the same place all the time.
It does.
Yeah, it's super accurate.
Well, let's shoot it.
Let's do it. You want to do
I'll
it?
shoot it through the chronograph.
Okay.
You can read off the numbers.
All right. Why don't you?
Remember, if you're calculating the power at home, we're shooting the 50.15 grain
JSB.
JSB.
You got
Exact-
you got the picture on the gong out there?
Are you doing the 50 or the 100?
The 100 yard gong.
Yes.
let me go ahead and hands
All right.
off.
Hands off.
All right, let me get on this side of you, Larry, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Our
Put it on
chronograph.
safe while I load it. You can load this magazine from either side.
And that's really nice.
So if you had a big wheel over here, you can load it from the right, or you can load it from the left if you don't have the big wheel.
Yeah, and it's got these little legs and a detent that hold it dead square in the breech.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you got it in there.
Did I get it in there right?
I think so.
Wait a second, I think. Yep. See, you made it foolproof.
Made it where you put it in backwards?
I put it in backwards.
And it wouldn't let you shoot it, would it?
Wouldn't let me shoot it. Okay.
Tom's a pretty smart guy.
Now we're hot and ready to go.
And of course, the biggest gust comes up.
Ah, no problem.
Yeah, this gun will blow right through that wind. All right, chronograph and Larry are all set.
All right, here we go.
Dead hit. Chronograph, 875 feet per second with the 50 grain. That's roughly 85 foot-pounds. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, that
Wind
wind.
got me from the right.
Yeah, it's blowing this whole side in over here.
874 that time around.
874. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it is blowing.
Okay, we're going to hold a little bit for it.
Yeah, hold a little right.
There we go.
Yep. Centered it up again. 879.
Trying to decide which side it's going to blow from.
Yeah. Centered it up again. 878. Yeah, this gun is easy to cock. The trigger is magnificent.
Yes.
I mean, it's so predictable.
A good wall you come up against
Yep.
and break. Boy, it really got wind that time.
Yeah, it's coming over that berm too.
Yes.
879 on that one. Centered up. Man, that was a perfect calm situation.
Yes.
Finally. 880. 877. That was a nice hit there, Larry. Better keep shooting while the wind's down.
I know. 878.
878. Nice shot. Boy, that one was dead center.
And that's
That's the whole mag.
darn it. Ended too fast.
I know. But you got to give me a turn.
You bet.
All right, so that was 881. Yeah, she's super
So,
consistent, and even through.
Around 878, I would guess.
Yeah, I'd say our average is probably, 878.
So on
Thank
this
you, Andy.
magazine, you put the first one in backwards. That locks it up, and then you just simply drop them in and load.
I've known Tom for a long time. We used to be neighbors, in fact. He used to come over when he was developing the Slayer and come out to my ranch and shoot things and at things and just have a good time. He's a real bright guy, real sharp, and a hell of a machinist. But it's nice to see he's got these at AOA and really turning up production numbers now.
There we go.
Thank you, sir.
Do we want to go ahead and pull this chronograph out of the way?
You know, we're open. Safety is on.
Okay.
Mag's in my hand. Yeah, so we got that pretty much dialed and figured out.
Okay.
And you know, I've done a lot of testing, and so has Tom. And 880 is like the perfect speed for these JSBs in 30 cal.
Yes, it is.
That's why it's set there. I know that. He knows that. I mean, we both did a lot of testing.
Absolutely.
You can shoot them faster, and you can shoot them slower, but 880 is like the golden spot.
So we're getting a little right-left wind here, as you can tell.
Yeah.
Banner's pushing me.
Yeah, we're gonna try to play with it here. Make sure we can Oops, safety's on. And that's the thing. I'm sure I said this, but you can actuate it left or right, which is nice because Tom's a lefty.
Right.
So he makes things that he can use.
And this gun is completely ambidextrous. You can shoot it from either side. So if you're a lefty, no problem. You're not going to notice any difference. Hit.
Hit.
And you can tell that thing is really slapping that target.
Yeah,
it's not a little ding.
No, and it's 100.
Slap.
It's 100 yards out there. So I mean, it's we're not just plinking at 20 yards or something. We're shooting a long way through a lot of breeze and cross breeze and wind coming over the berm. So it's doing its job. If we were hunting, whatever that is,
would be down.
Would be down.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fantastic shooting gun. I'm going to pull. I don't know if you guys can zoom in on the trigger here. I'm going to show you how crisp this trigger is.
Light background or dark better?
Can you see this? Yes. There's the first stage, and then once I come off that first stage, you'll see it break and very little over travel.
Next to none.
Next to none, yeah. It just comes off, breaks, and it's done. Timney triggers are really super.
They are.
They're fantastic.
And he does a good job of setting them up.
Yeah, he does. He does. You know, he hand builds every one of these guns.
Yes.
Yeah. This isn't like a mass production unit that comes from a factory and there's a whole bunch of workers on there. Tom builds these guns himself, and has for a long time. It's really easy. I mean, if the wind's not blowing, it's just it's almost simple at 100 yards.
Right.
But yeah, the Evol 30 is a fantastic gun.
You want to try it, Angie?
Come on, Ange.
I mean, you're a hunter. This is hunter capable. So up to coyote size game, no problem.
Yeah,
I think you can actually hunt deer in some states with a 30 caliber.
It's firm cocking at the very end. You got it.
So dead center hold.
Yep. I think
might want to give it a little left right now.
Yeah, it's moving around. It's pretty much gonna go through it most of the time. The safety's on, Angie.
Oh. Huh. I put it on too.
Nice shot. Dead right there. Woo! We got some breeze now.
And she still hit it.
It's got, oh my gosh, the trigger is beautiful.
Not gonna miss.
It's pretty simple, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, that's what most guns are capable.
No muzzle flip, nothing.
Yeah, that's what most guns are capable of at 50 yards. This thing does it at 100 with ease.
Oh, I really like that trigger.
That's it.
Sweet.
Thanks, Ange.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You got the...
Ah.
I have a question.
Pull the bowl all the way back.
I have a question.
Let me decock it. Yeah.
Do you know what different calibers this comes in? Maybe you guys already said it and I missed it, so I apologize.
It comes in 22, 25, and 30 different configurations.
The Mini.
177. He builds things that has a little more oomph. So even that Mini is cranking it out there. It's not a 30-foot-pound gun.
No. Yeah, he doesn't build BB guns.
No. And high quality.
Super high quality. And the material, too, is real high quality.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
And you noticed it's matte. So
matte finish.
Made for hunting.
Yeah. And he's a hunter. You know, he likes to get out there and hunt. So he builds this for his environment, and it works everywhere because of that.
When I see his posts on Instagram, why they're always of someone out hunting.
Yeah, it's always somebody out hunting carrying it, not sitting on a bench like we're doing.
Yep.
So it's perfectly capable of that.
I think the most recent one was it was being held across a log. But this thing's competition capable as well.
Yeah.
I forgot to do something. I want to lift it up and see how.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's got a big heavy bipod on it.
Well, even with that, it's not bad.
Yeah, I know it's super
really
light.
And you notice it's balanced right here in the middle too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She picked it up, just one hand,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah, it's well thought out of, which doesn't surprise me. Tom Costin's always done things at a high level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks guys, and thank you Larry from Airguns of Arizona
You bet.
for coming to the Airgun Expo and showing off the Evol 30.
Well, you know that if you buy it, you're going to enjoy it, and it's
Yep,
going to deliver.
absolutely for sure. All right guys, thank you very much, and we'll catch you in the next episode.